The 550,000 rand bid per black rhino drew a round of huge applause from the bidders and spectators. White and black rhinos are actually both grey. White rhinos are larger and graze, while black rhinos have a hooked lip used for browsing. Virtually all of southern Africa's white rhino population come from the KwaZulu-Natal, which was the last refuge of the huge beasts earlier in the century when they were on the brink of extinction. It's a breeding program that saved the animals, and the reserve has restocked other parks throughout the region. On a more serious note now, an international animal rights group has demanded better protection for the endangered Tibetan antelope. They have been brought to the brink of extinction due to the demand for its chartouche wool. Chartouche, which is Persian, means from nature and fit for a king, and has long been acknowledged as the king of wool. Conservationists warned recently that the growing trade in chartouche wool was becoming an increasing threat to the endangered Tibetan antelope. Only an estimated 75,000 remain in the world. Since the 1980s, chartouche shawls have become a must-have item among the rich and fashionable, despite a ban on its international trade since 1979. In India and America, the purchase and sale of the shawls is illegal and carries a maximum prison term of 7 years in India. The wool is so fine it measures just 3/4 the width of cashmere and 1/5 that of human hair. Chartouche is smuggled into Kashmir to be woven into shawls and scarves. Zhao Xingzong of the China Environmental Scientists Association said conservation groups and ordinary people were united in their opposition to the trade. The coats of between 3 and 5 Tibetan antelope are needed for a single shawl, which can cost up to $5,000. Demand is keen all over the world, especially in major fashion centres in France, Italy and Britain, and buyers are known to fly regularly to Delhi for private showings. We really need to ask, is fashion really worth the life of such a beautiful creature, or worse, the existence of a species?
Scooping water from a hand-dug well and trekking miles with it back to the village. It's a daily chore for millions in Africa. Yet clean water can often be found only a few metres underground. The problem is getting the water out. Drilling a well can cost up to £10,000 sterling. This newly developed hand-operated hammer drill can sink a well in Africa at the 10th of that price. Members of a research team at Cranfield University just outside London designed the new tool. As the pipe is hammered through the rock, clay and sand to the water below, new sections can be screwed on. All parts of the rig except the super hard drill bit are designed to be made or bought locally, removing the need for costly imported spares. And there is no patent on the design. That means anyone can modify it to make it work more effectively. It might take 2 weeks to drill the well depending on the depth of the water table. Then a simple hand pump like this can be fitted to provide a permanent water supply to the village. The drill has already been tested in various sites in Uganda, where the government is part funding the project. If further field trials in Uganda are successful, other countries could adopt the scheme and with it provide clean water cheaply while stimulating the local economy. It's science working with less developed countries to make life a lot easier.
This patient is about to get an X-ray for a suspected hernia. After the images are gathered, doctors will be able to view them anywhere in the world, thanks to a new computer system. The new multimedia medical record system is set to give doctors instant access to a patient's case notes from wherever they are. Scans like these form a vital part of a patient's medical file, but keeping track of the hard copies is often a hard and time-consuming task. The new system changes all that. Dr. Waddy Gredrock lists the advantages of accessing medical records at the touch of a mouse. Rapid retrieval, ability to manipulate the images electronically, and of course the ability to transfer the images to a variety of sites from the central store. I could use it at home or wherever I was in the world, he said. The system was developed at the London Imperial College by a team of medical information technology experts led by Professor Richard Kitney. The software is easily installed in any hospital with an intranet system. It's a simple idea that modern technology has made a reality. The way that hospitals store and retrieve medical records could soon be revolutionised, bringing benefits to patients and professionals alike. With technology like this, all we need to do now is stop people getting sick at all.
Too much there.
Keep pushing.
It's not that.
And finally, it's thought an injured humpback whale may have entered Sydney Harbour in search of a sanctuary after being hit by a ship. National Parks and Wildlife Services staff in a boat were monitoring the condition of the 10 to 12 metre adult humpback, which is the size of a passenger bus and could be seen swimming near the mouth of Sydney Harbour. Spectators were warned against stressing the whale and were urged not to get within 100 metres of the stricken mammal. The whale appeared to be swimming freely despite wounds to its back. A transport spokeswoman said all Sydney ferrymasters had been warned that there was a whale in the harbour and told to proceed with caution. She said the humpback had not affected the running of ferry services. Ken Eastwood, a staff writer at the Australian Geographic Journal, said in New South Wales between June and July, humpbacks travel north from the Antarctic waters to their breeding grounds in the Coral Sea off Queensland. They travel up the coast for a couple of months to warm waters to breed, he said. Late in the afternoon, the whale headed out to sea, possibly responding to the calls of a pod of 4 whales just outside the entrance to the harbour.